What is going on, everyone? My name is NW97 and welcome to another Destiny 2 video. So I've been playing lots of Forsaken, and honestly I don't know much stuff about Forsaken, and a lot of people know more than I do. But I'll tell you one thing, I know the new skill tree for the Stormcaller, and that is the Chaos Reach Super. And I gotta say, it's actually pretty awesome. I'm going to talk about everything about PvE, not PvP. If you want to focus on PvP, there's a video about Fallout Plays who analyzes it for PvP. If you want to check it out, leave the description box down below. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started and let's analyze the new super. Alright, as you can see, we have a third tree for the Stormcaller. So the first perk for the tree is called Pulse Wave. Being critically wounded triggers an enemy wave that boosts yours and allies' speed. So it's actually kind of cool. So while you're wounded, your walking ability actually increases, which is actually pretty good. I mean, it helps you escape and all that, but it also increases your reload ability, your aim down sights ability, your switching your weapons ability, really all sorts of things. It's actually really good for just reloading altogether. So excellent perk, especially in certain situations. Alright, the second perk is Ionic Trance. Defeating enemies has a chance to create Ionic Trances. Collecting Ionic Trances grants energy to all of your abilities. Now, it does say it has a chance to get Ionic Trance activated, but it's a pretty good chance. I say it's at least 1 in 3 enemies actually getting killed gives you Ionic Trances. And I gotta say, this is actually a ability that not only makes this skill tree shine, but also makes Warlocks shine overall. Warlocks are supposed to use their abilities the most with all of the subclasses and really just classes of the game. And this is basically the best ability I could think of that shows what a Warlock is. Really good for using a whole bunch of abilities, and especially with one of the abilities that's going to come up, and that is its melee attack. And I gotta say, I am a really big fan of the melee attack for the new Stormcaller tree. Alright, the third perk for this tree is Ball Lightning. Fire an arc projectile that travels forward and releases a perpendicular bolt of lightning. Now, a lot of people are very concerned about that perpendicular bolt, but I treat this ability as a Hadouken, which is a signature move for Ryu in Street Fighter. And the main goal about Hadouken is you use the main projectile as the projectile itself. You aim directly towards it. It does a lot of damage if you hit an opponent directly, okay? So you want to focus on that, aim well, don't miss, because it does a lot of damage. It even, makes enemy shields gone completely. So keep an eye on that, and it especially stacks well with the Ionic Trance to increase your abilities and all that. And finally, Chaos Reach. Unleash a long-range candle beam of connected arc energy. While active, press L2 R2 to deactivate the Chaos Reach early and save super energy. I could talk about this thing, but just observe. It's just awesome. Yeah, that's all I can say about that. Anyway, with all 4 of these abilities combined together, I believe that this is the best DPS tree that you could use for a Warlock. Not only for just using super energy to do as much DPS as possible with your super, and by the way, it's awesome against bosses, but it's your abilities stacked together, having a whole bunch of your abilities recharge, and having Pulse Wave increase reload speed is excellent for those boss DPS moments. And we're going to focus on that completely with exotic suggestions. First suggestion with this skill tree: Lordifaction Boots. Infinite reload for your weapons with something on a rift. That means a lot of damage. Use it for DPS with your allies. It's just awesome. Another one, a brand new Forsaken exotic called the Geomag Stabilizers. Yeah, basically, if you're hitting enemies with the Chaos Reach, you have a longer extended period of time when the super is still activated. And I think these boots are the best against bosses. So maybe raid bosses, strike bosses, everything. Use these boots for DPS with the super. I think this is gonna be awesome exotic. Some other suggestions overall with ability cooldowns is Eye of Another World. I mean, it's an okay one. If you want constant recharge, then you could use Eye of the World. Or if you're using a whole bunch of your arc abilities, use the Crown of Tempest. Now, it does do two things. It increases your recharge rate of your arc abilities and extends the duration of Storm Trance. Now, the question is, does it actually increase the duration of Chaos Reach? Well, I did a couple of tests, and I timed how long does it take to, just have it versus not having the Crown of Tempest versus it does have the Crown of Tempest. And I timed each time about 4 seconds. There's no difference between them whatsoever. So if you're going to use the Crown of Tempest, you're going to use it specifically, sorry about that, for the arc ability kills and just getting more increased ability cooldowns for having more ability kills. And yeah, so just use it for that, but don't use it for extra super duration. Use the make tog stability stuff. Use the boots, okay? It's better for DPS. Anyway, guys, that is it for the video. I hope you guys learned something from this. I definitely love this new subclass. This is the only subclass I've used throughout the entire Forsaken. Hopefully, I will be playing a lot more, and I will probably be doing videos like this for the rest of the supers / new additions towards Forsaken. And I'm gonna focus specifically on PvE. But if you want to check out PvP, check the link in the description for Fallout Plays' videos. That is it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Check out all my social media stuff. Thank you, guys. God bless. Goodbye, and I'll see you next time.